I grew up here in Rhode Island. I went to Kansas City and went to the Art Institute, which is an Ivy League art institute based on fabrication and materials. And I also enrolled in the Kansas City University of Medical and Biosciences. Art was fantastic. I love it, but it's a little self indulgent for me. I really enjoyed the chemistry behind the fabrication. And also, have always been a big health nut. I grew up on a little farm. We were very organic. I wanted to see how the materials were affecting my health. We learned so much about the dangers of welding and glass and paint and thinners and all of the stuff that we're using and how bad it was for our bodies and how to protect ourselves. So I had a nice time integrating science with art and was so interested in chemistry. And I've always been a little Susie scientist anyway. When I was in DC, I decided that I was going to join the Navy. I was so close to the Pentagon and Arlington and the flag and loved hanging on the mall and said, all right. So I got a position. Only 2,500 people get this high security clearance. And I was an E3 for 1 year and then going to be an officer in flight school. And not only was I going to be surveying 3 block countries and running this special equipment, I had to learn how to build it and maintain it and fix it myself. It was crazy. I was foxy and stupid, and I conceived. It wasn't viable. I was worn down, got put into the delayed entry program, and I never went back. I really am a detective in science. I love to research. I love to read. I love libraries, and I cross reference until I'm bleeding out of my ears. I love it. So I started my own business. Lots of adventures, people in my life, crazy things happening. I was in my early 20s at the time. This was 31 years ago. And I opened Gallery Feu d'Artifice, otherwise known as Fireworks Gallery, and it was a custom candle studio. But I formulated my own wax compound. I blended and made my own pigments. I had high hopes for a long burning candle that looked like a piece of glass, a giant steady flame that threw a ton of light, didn't smoke, and didn't drip. And after formulating, I came up with such a candle and I had a successful business. I was in New York and in Boston. I wholesaled all over the country. I outfitted many of the private mansions here in Newport, Rhode Island. I had my retail store and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of heavy lifting though. It kept me in good shape, but it was a lot of work, high heat. I think I burned a lot of the dendrites in my fingertips. I mean, I could grab a hot plate right at the dinner table that nobody could touch, and I'm like, what? I don't even feel anything. But anyway, after about 15 years, I sold the business because in the background, I was formulating vitamins. I've always been interested in the blue zones across the world where people live to be centurions, old, healthy, fit, amazing. I mean, it just blows my mind. And I kind of want to be one of those people. And so far, so good. No health problems, no incurable diseases that I had to remedy or, go into free fall over. I'm not a health crusader. I just love being healthy. I love learning the compounds and the nutrients and the chemicals in food and what they're actually doing. And of course, being a biochemist, that's of extreme interest to me. And I started making vitamins and supplements, all organic whole food, and it took off. So, sold the candle business and have a full natural pharmacy, and still do to this day.